last time we spoke, man, you were still like working on everything to make sure you could present to, was it the BAFTA committee and stuff like that?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
Do you know the date we had the interview? Like, was it in January or was it before? Like,
yeah,
no,
last
before.
I think it was like the 6th of January last time. You said you had to have it done by. Is that right? Or
Yes, that was the 6th of January. That was the deadline for the BAFTA. Yeah.
cool.
So that's yeah. It's been a long time since we spoke.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, because it was like what October, I think we last spoke.
I'll actually check because I have like the article right here. It's right. Wait a minute. It's right there.
Awesome.
Was doesn't say. Aw. Doesn't say.
That's all right, man.
Good. Well, that was a long time ago.
Definitely. As far as that goes, like, how did you go? Like getting it ready, was it all set when you presented, or?
Do you mean for the BAFTA?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, we did a lot of things for the BAFTA build because the version that we presented at Protoplay was I mean, it was optimized for the event. It wasn't optimized for selling or for showing to like big judges. So it was optimized for like the average Scottish person in the streets.
Yeah.
So what we did for the BAFTA was to basically just fix all the design flaws that we had back at Protoplay.
Okay.
And there were a lot of them. So I think like the main things that we changed was more content,
Cool.
in form of more levels and more tracks. We added social sharing for Twitter and Facebook because from the very beginning we wanted to promote artists and really bring artists that we think deserve to be in the light in the game.
Cool. Did you go from 3? Was there 3 musicians? I think last time I spoke, or?
Yeah, so that's like the biggest change of them all, I guess. That's like a huge change since the last time we spoke. In the Proto-Play version, we had Christian Wojciech, Savant, and Jonas Eide. And I've actually written them down here so I can remember them. Now we're cooperating with 7 different artists. So that's like the biggest change of
Wow.
it all. So yeah.
Cool, man. With that, like, I've noticed like a lot of other games and stuff when they release the soundtrack as well. Do you think you'll be able to do that for people that?
That is in the works.
Cool.
We have contacted a firm or a company here in Norway which focuses on indie artists. That I got the email from a business contact of mine, and we are planning on it. We're not sure if every artist in the game wants to be in the soundtrack because I know that some artists are really picky on what label they want to work with. They want a lot of money for releasing songs outside of their label.
Yeah.
But it is the plan. And also, if we are to release a soundtrack, we want to feature full-length tracks of the tracks in the game because most of the tracks in the game are usually between 55 seconds and at the most to 20.
Okay.
So if we were to release a full soundtrack, we want to include remixes. We want to include the full tracks, and that would be awesome. So it's in the works. The estimated release date of that is in late April.
Cool.
But yeah, with the possibility of postponement. So. Always.
last time as well, man. You said you were just developing for Android, but has that changed so far?
Yes, that has changed. Did I really say that last time?
Yeah, like you were looking at going to iOS, but you didn't have any computers running Xcode or anything. I think it was.
Yeah, what's really funny about that is that we still don't have any computers to run it on. But we are definitely going to release initially for Android and iOS.
Cool.
And the Amazon Kindle Fire.
Yeah.
Yes. that as well. I have no idea how that's going to work out. But, we are releasing for iPhone, from iPhone 4 and up,
Cool.
and iPad 2 and up, and
Sweet.
Mini, and all Android. Android with, I don't remember the operating system, but pretty new Android devices as well. So
Sweet,
yeah.
man.
And we're also looking into this thing, Microsoft. We got a device from Microsoft a couple of days ago.
Awesome.
So we're planning on releasing to that as well, but that's not on initial release. That's further up in time.
Sweet, man. Is the team still, what is it, like 5 guys? Like, there's 5 of you?
Yes, the core team is 5 people,
Yeah.
and with the artists we are, it's about 12, yeah.
12, cool.
So, but the core team itself is 5 people, 2 game designers, 3 programmers.
And that's not growing or anything at the moment? You're sort of just keeping it that size?
Keeping it that size for now. Basically, we can't afford anything else. We have never released anything before.
Yeah.
So we have no idea how we're going to pay ourselves, and that's about the right size for now.
Yeah, man. And I guess it's a team that size. Like, you guys know each other pretty well, so it must be easy to manage and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you know all the people you're working with very well, and you are such a small team, it's much more easy to have focus on the product itself. I mean, I'm the team leader and CEO, and if I had I have no idea what my limit is, but I can imagine if I had over 10 people to manage, it would be a lot to manage, and I think that we would lose focus really fast. So to have a small team is very comfortable to work with. We all know each other. We can argue healthily. So if we were to get into an argument, and we do, then we can solve it pretty fast. We can get to conclusions pretty fast. Discussions don't take hours.
Yeah.
It takes 30 minutes. If it's a big discussion, maybe an hour. We can test things rapidly. It's easy to get into. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's very, very comfortable being 5 people.
Cool. I think last time you were saying that you were thinking of moving the team as well. Are you guys still planning to do that, or has that changed?
Yeah, maybe I talked a bit about moving to the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so that has changed completely. We quickly found out that, because last time I spoke, I think that we were planning on, or maybe we had already registered a UK company.
I think you had just done that. Something to do with the Dare Award, like the award that you got. You had to be UK registered or something like that. Is that correct?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, okay. So that has changed a lot. When I spoke to you last time, the Channel 4 award pretty much obligated us to move to the UK and start a UK company and be based in the UK.
Yeah.
So that's basically why Channel 4 was very careful with giving us the award, because they knew that we lived in Norway. So they were very careful about giving us the award. So that was an obligation for us to move to the UK. But after a while, they figured out that it was kind of hard having 4 Norwegians move to the UK just for one product and then moving back again. So they actually changed the rules. So
sweet.
Yeah, so we could register a Norwegian-based company. Then we decided to register a Norwegian joint share company, which pretty much, if the company gets fucked up, we don't get fucked up financially.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing to do. So if Sizes Matter goes to hell, then we are not financially ruined. Just the company gets financially ruined.
Yeah,
It's a very nice thing.
How is it? How far along are you? Are you guys testing openly, or is it still just in the studio at the moment? Or
okay, so we are testing semi internally. I think we have 5 or 6 external testers.
Cool.
Some of them close friends of ours that we know really like music games and that are really good testers. Some of them are taking it very seriously. Some of them are not taking it so seriously. Of course, the artists that we're working with are getting the game for free right now. So we're using an app and a program called a hockey app. And hockey app basically lets you publish a game internally through users. So if you're connected up to the account, you get regular updates if we choose to update the game. And they test it regularly. We can get feedback from them through text. We can just interview them on Skype, for example. But mostly we're doing it internally. If there are some things that we really want to test externally, for example, one thing that are really, really hard for us to test is the difficulty. Because we have played the game now for 8 months, and we are
experts.
Yes, we are exceptional at the game. So that's one of the things that we really want to test, because one of the new things that we have in the game since Protoplay is that you don't have all the levels and tracks to begin with.
Okay.
So you have to unlock the tracks.
Cool.
And to unlock a track, you have to get a certain amount of points. And that's really hard to test because we can't fake our skill. So that's one of the things. For example, this last weekend I had my nephew who was 17 years old over, and then I basically just gave him the mobile and said play, and just had him test the thresholds.
Cool.
And that's really, really, really healthy for us, and we can really see where we have gone wrong. And also, we have made some new medium and easy tracks, and those are also really, really hard for us to play. Mostly internally, but sometimes at certain aspects of development, we test them externally as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
You've been to a few sort of local events and stuff as well, right? You got some awards at some of the Norwegian. I guess events that you have in the area, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
How did they go? Was it sort of because I saw some of the things that you had in a few. Was it a magazine or something like that? Had you?
Yeah, we have been featured in. That's actually really amazing. I'll actually show you one of the magazines. Just wait a second. So I don't know if you have this in the UK. I think you do. It's called FHM.
Yeah, of course.
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was really amazing. It was. I got a message on Skype from one of the employees,
cool.
Celia, and her sister had screamed from the living room, "Celia, you're featured in a porn magazine." I was like, really, porn magazine? And then I just heard some rumors about us being in FHM. I had Celia send me an MMS, but the MMS image quality is so bad, so I couldn't read any of it. So right at the time, my brother had been in Oslo, and he was going home by train. And I asked him, "Can you please buy FHM on the way home?" Which is kind of a weird thing to say from from a teenager without a girlfriend, at 12:30 midnight. Can you please buy FHM on the way back home? But he did. And when I looked through it, all of a sudden, this was in the middle.
Perfect.
Which was really nice. It says 3 games on the way, but where are they heading? And there we are. And I think the game is kind of appropriate for the magazine.
Yeah.
Size does matter in an adult magazine. It's very nice. But yeah, so we're featured there. We have been to the Norwegian Game Expo,
cool.
Called Spiel Expo, which is basically the biggest and the only game expo in Norway, where we were featured in Stand Indie, which is a thing arranged by a studio called D-Pad Studios here in Norway, making Owlboy. They gathered 18 different indie teams from Norway, where we were one of them. We stood in a row and featured and just showcased our game.
Cool. And
that was really nice. We sold a bunch of T-shirts. We showed them the game, played loud Savant music. That's kind of our trademark. Just got a lot of feedback. mostly the feedback wasn't that relevant because it was an old build.
Yeah.
But it was nice just to just to showcase the game, and I mean, it's just healthy, like just like showing it to people because you're working with it so closely for so long. And although I think we are very good at showing what we are doing, we don't get to show the game itself that often.
Yeah.
So that was very good, just showing the game to people, getting some feedback, getting some press coverage was really, really nice, just getting our faces out there. So yeah, it was really nice, really nice. We also were at the Norwegian Game Awards, which was awesome. We were nominated for 4 out of 5 possible awards.
Nice.
Which was amazing. It was really, really nice. And we won Mobile Game of the Year.
Cool, man. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. That was really, really amazing. It was really cool to get some recognition. Anything else we've been to? Been to a couple of testing sessions with like companies in Norway. Just have to look at my wall because everything is displayed here. Yeah, I think that's basically it.
Cool. Do you think is there a plan to like hit up some of the like international scenes or anything like that, man? Like, is that the next step?
Yeah, I mean we did submit our game to the IGF.
Oh, cool.
It didn't go through though. I didn't really expect it to either. But yeah, we applied for the IGF. I don't think that we'll get like really big international cover before March, which is basically like in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Because next week, no, it's not next week.
Is it the 16th or something? You're going to London?
Yeah, that's the 12th March. So we'll be going to London the 10th.
Cool.
And I think that Channel 4 wants to give us some coverage there.
Perfect.
I
should see you on the TV sometime. I should see you on the TV sometime.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, it's kind of hard for a Norwegian to grasp how big Channel 4 are, but I have understood that Channel 4 is a big thing.
Yeah, like when you go to the cinema and stuff, man, they tend to be the company that you see up on the, advertising in cinemas and things like that, because they're film developers and things like that as well. So,
yeah.
They're pretty good as far as that side, like the marketing side of things. So.
Really nice. Yeah, because I mean, they were planning some sort of an announcement when it comes to DAW Studios. I have no idea what announcement it is, but either way, if we win the BAFTA or not, they want to give us some coverage, which would be really nice. Because just getting coverage in Norway is pretty easy, but it's kind of hard when you don't have any personal contacts internationally, and we don't. So we really wish to go go to GDC as well.
Cool.
But we don't have any money, and we have some money, but we don't have money for that.
Yeah.
And either way, we just want to get Sizeless Matter done.
Yeah.
As quickly as possible, and just get it out there, because working on one project for 8 months is a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long time. I mean, I know that I can't say that much because like Phil Fish worked for Fez on 6 years, but
he went nuts in the end. But.
Yeah, I mean, it really does something to you. It just breaks your heart and mind and body and soul and basically everything. But we're still holding on, still having fun with it. What I think is really nice is that we're still comfortable just toying around with things. We're not very formal about things. We like to play around. For example, yesterday, one of our programmers, Nick, just added some really silly effects to the game, which I think is really nice. So we're still up for experimentation, which is really important for the game, I think.
Cool.
Just adding small things all the time. Basically, we have been in polish mode since the very beginning.
Yeah.
We're still adding like small things. We're not afraid to experiment with stuff. And that's really fun to look at, because I think that really makes the game. Just like small additions to the gameplay. It's really nice.
So is that, you said you like, you hope to get it out as soon as possible. Have the publisher, asked for a set date or anything like that, or is there a set date in your mind so far? Or?
Yeah, there is a set date. I'm not allowed to say that publicly.
Yeah.
But I am allowed to say that we are going to release this spring.
Cool.
There's no doubt about that. I have a set date in mind, but I think there will be some postponing because I quickly found out that developing a game is easy, publishing a game is fucking impossible. Because when working with a publisher and actually publishing the game, there's so much to coordinate.
Yeah.
And especially with a publisher like Channel 4, when you have to get TV commercials done, you have to have the announcements like around the time you're going to release. And when you have actually made schedules with the publisher, you're not allowed to change the date. Then you have to get it out by then because they can't change their announcement schedule.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, we have maybe put a lot of water above our heads when it comes to the soundtrack release.
Yeah.
Because that also has to be coordinated with the release.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that has to be coordinated, and we're also going to have a release party where we're going to invite Chipsol and a couple of other artists to play as DJs, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff that has to be coordinated, and but spring is my answer. Spring
awesome.
Is my answer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, man. Like, is there anything else you thought you wanted to discuss, or?
I guess just the BAFTAs. It's like the main thing on my mind right now. I mean,
you excited?
I'm super excited.
Awesome.
Super excited. I mean, it's really weird to think about because when we were nominated back in August, it was a nice thing to hear. But like now that we have to order the tickets and I've gotten the dress code stuff and like all that stuff, and 3 hours ago I got a mail saying like red carpet stuff, like etiquette at the red carpet, like stuff like that. As an indie, I would never expect that to happen, but it's been a giant leap for us, a giant leap. Maybe too big of a leap because like I have no idea how to handle these things. It also said to have an acceptance speech ready. That scares the hell out of me. But I'm really excited, and I think the whole team is excited as well. I mean,
perfect.
Just getting to showcase the game there as well, and to meet a lot of interesting people. I think that's the most. I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
Just meeting all of these amazing people. I can maybe meet Ellen Page, which would be awesome. Lambeer is nominated for Ridiculous Fishing.
Yeah.
I would love to speak to Rami.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of his. There's a lot of amazing. I mean, the Gone Home people. Not to mention The Last of Us. I mean,
yeah. Definitely.
There's a lot of big people there, and there's a lot of small people there, and then there's DAW Studios, which are like not even small. We're like tiny.
At the moment.
But it will be amazing to meet them. It will be really amazing to meet the people I've been fan of for many years. And of course, to meet the Dare teams again will be amazing. Just to meet the people that we have missed so much, speaking to them again will be really cool.
Cool.
Oh, but yeah, by the way, I am really looking forward to meet the creator of Papers, Please as well.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I played it this weekend for the first time. Oh, it's so good.
It's awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah. Me and a mate played it together, like just sitting next to each other because there's so much on the screen, and we sort of split up different sections. Like I was.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I was concentrating on passports, and he was concentrating on like the work visas and stuff like that, and we were like just making sure that we had everything down. It was good. Like it was good.
Yeah, it's a really nice game. I mean, and to meet the creator of that will be awesome. He has made some impressive games, and yeah, I think meeting the people at the BAFTAs will be like the main thing.
Cool.
Main thing.
No problem.
Yes, I can also mention the artists that we're working with now. So We're working with the three existing ones, Unosai, Deku, Voyager, and Savant. And now we're also working with Chipsel.
Yeah.
Which is who has made the soundtrack for Super Hexagon.
Oh, sweet.
She is amazing. She was actually in Oslo last weekend, and we hung out. She's an amazing person. So working with her was a privilege, and still is. We're also working with Eirik Surke. He's made the soundtrack for Ridiculous Fishing, Spelunky, some Hotline Miami tracks. Yeah, and Super Great Box.
Cool.
So basically, he's the Lambeer go-to sound guy.
Yeah.
And he's a Norwegian. So that's how I got in contact with him. And working with him has also been amazing. He has produced 3 tracks for the game. So he is fantastic. Also, we're working with an artist called Filter. He is an amazing Norwegian electronica kind of chiptune artist. He has some chiptune elements. He's really, really good. And last but not least, we have an artist name that cannot be pronounced in English because it's impossible. It's a Swedish name because they're Swedish.
Yeah.
I'll try to pronounce it. Fuck it, I'll just announce it as it's said in Swedish. It's called Rymdreglage, which basically in English means space switch, I think.
Space Switch, okay.
Space Switch. They're very, very, very well known. I mean, they're kind of a one-hit wonder. They have one really, really gigantic hit on YouTube, which is called 8-Bit Trip.
Okay.
I think, wait. Isn't it? Wait. I'll just make sure. It is that, right? Yeah, it's 8-Bit Trip. And they're the last artists that we're working with, and they're amazing as well. Really, really skilled artists. We are really privileged to work with all of them. We contacted in all 28 artists when we came back from Scotland, and those were the ones that replied. And
cool.
We are really privileged to work with them. They are really skilled. The game would not have existed without them, without doubt. They are so nice to work with, amazing artists, and just that they want to cooperate with us that are so small is really, really nice of them. So yeah.
Cool, man.
Because one of the biggest design flaws when it comes to Size Does Matter when we were in Scotland was the scoring system. So in the old Size Does Matter, you build up a score, and if you get 100% on the track, you just go to the high score table, you put in your name, and that's it.
Yeah.
What we found out really quickly was that, for example, if the player picks up the game for the first time, he plays the first level, he gets probably about 75% if he's our age and has played games from before. And then he moves on. And when he has, for example, played the game for about, 20 minutes, the player's skill increased so much. So if they go back to the first level they played, they will most likely get 100%.
Yeah.
Now, if we take that same concept of gameplay and apply it to a global leaderboard online, then all the high scores on the first track will be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Right? And that's not exciting at all. And there's a lot of games that do that, and I think that's horrible.
Yeah.
Super Hexagon solved it really easy by just having an infinite counter.
Yeah.
But we can't do that. I really hate it when games do that, and I wanted our game to have high scores where almost every high score is a different score.
Yep.
So you can actually differentiate between them. So we created a new system, which we call the sequence system. So the way the sequence system works is that when you play one song and you get 99% or below, you end the song, you get to the leaderboard, and that's it.
Yeah.
If you get 100% on the song starts over with a different level design on top.
Cool.
So, for example, if the first track has 65 gates, 65 or 68 gates, you go through it. If you get 100%, the song starts over, and you maybe get 80 gates. So, for example, if the beat goes bum, bum, bum. In the second sequence, it goes bum, 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 for example. So we just changed it up a little bit. And at most, we have 3 sequences.
Cool.
And the last sequence is supposed to be designed to be impossible.
Okay.
It goes very, very fast. I have not reached 100% on the last sequence on any of the songs. And I know that probably some like crazy guy out there will probably get 100%.
Yeah.
But if he does, we'll make it harder. We'll make it even harder.
Cool.
So that's like a really, really big change. We also we have upgraded the menu system. I'll actually just play it here and see if I can mention something. Let's see. So the game, the title has changed. We added, okay. So leaderboards, online leaderboards. We have achievements now. Let's see. Oh yeah, yes, of course. One very, very important thing is the king system. So I don't know if you can see it that well, but
yeah, man.
Kings. So the king system is our own leaderboard system.
Cool.
So what we really found out was that it's not that important beating like a guy in Spain.
Yeah.
That's not so important. The most important thing for most people, not all, but most people, is beating your friends, right? So we found out that our leaderboards should not just consist of 100% of Size Does Matter players, but it should be somehow connected just to your friends. We're thinking of using Facebook. We got rid of that pretty quickly. But then we found out Google. So Google Plus has this concept called Google Circles, right?
Yeah.
And we wanted to take advantage of that. So right now, Size Does Matter is connected up to Google Circles. And that way you can just compare your score to your friend's score.
Cool.
So that way, the king system works is that when you beat your friend, you get this really fancy notification with a crown coming into the game saying that you're the king of this track.
Cool.
And every time that someone perceives your score, they become the king of that track. And every time they do that, you get a notification.
Cool.
So that way, we think that it's way more important for you to beat your friend's score than the world score.
Yeah.
But of course, at the same time, it's also connected up to the global leaderboard, so you can also check the score compared to your friends and the score compared to the world.
Sweet.
We've changed the business model quite a bit.
Okay.
So now we have a premium trial business model. We will be giving out the app for free. The game will be free on all stores, I think. But then you will probably get 20% of the content.
Okay.
And for a price which is not yet decided, you will get the full version.
Cool.
And we have really been going back and forth with what business model we should choose, but we think this is comfortable, both for us as developers and also fair to the players.
Yeah.
I think that, we are kind of old school. Back when we were young, we bought PlayStation magazines to buy demos for games.
Yeah, me too. I've still got a couple.
Yeah, exactly. To actually see if the game suits your preferences.
Yeah.
So we think it's really fair to give the player just a preview of what the game actually is, and if they like the game, they can buy the full content.
Cool, man. Is it sorry, for the full game? Is it just the one cost, or is it?
That is just one cost.
Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, just one cost. We don't want to excruciate the players for money.
No problem.
We really, really don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So that is a business model right now. We know that a lot of publishers change the business models as they go along. We hope that will happen to us. Of course, we cannot guarantee anything, but we will fight for our right to have the premium trial version. So, cool. I think that's a fair model to both the developers and the players.
Yeah, you don't want to go down the freemium side where you're like paying for tracks and things like that. So
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we really have to see how the game does.
Yeah, cool.
Based on how the game does, we can, of course, we can also track how many % of the players actually buy the game in contrast to just downloading it.
Yeah.
So based on the metrics that we'll get after the game has been out for maybe a month or two, we will estimate on if we want to change the business model or not. But that's all in post-production. It's very. We have never done that before, so it'll be a completely new experience for us. But maybe level packs will be in the future. Maybe not. We'll see.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
Awesome.
Yes.